everyone, thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, and today I'll be discussing the Timothy Zahn trilogy of Star Wars books. This came out in the 90s. I've now collected all three books. I'm going to show them off real quick. I've already done my full review for Heir to the Empire. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, you can check out a previous video where I discussed the events of that. Picking up 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, we get to see Luke, Leia, and Han, and Lando and Chewie all battling against the forces of the Imperial remnants. So a very interesting read there. It's only 32 chapters, so I got done with it in about 2 weeks. So very interesting stuff there. Going into the second book, I've got Dark Force Rising, which is, of course, the cover for the thumbnail. I'm 3 chapters in, guys, so really interesting book. This is following up after the events of the battle with Thrawn's forces and Han and Leia, or should I say it was Han and Luke against Thrawn. Reading the back page right here. Dark Force Rising. The dying Empire's most cunning and ruthless warlord, Grand Admiral Thrawn, has taken command of the remnants of the Imperial fleet and launched a massive campaign aimed at the New Republic's destruction. Meanwhile, Han and Lando Calrissian race against time to find proof of treason inside the High Republic Council, only to discover instead a ghostly fleet of warships that could bring doom to their friends and victory to their enemies. Yet most dangerous of all, a new dark Jedi risen from the ashes of a shrouded past, consumed by bitterness and scheming to corrupt Luke Skywalker to the dark side. It's a very interesting plot for this second book, guys. I highly recommend everybody picking these up, given that Andor just wrapped. And this is kind of the story they're going to tell in Ahsoka Season 2, and I believe the Mandalorian and Grogu movie we're going to get in 2026. So I have picked up all 3 of the books. Like I said, I've just cracked open the second one, Dark Force Rising, and here's the last one, The Last Command, which is a very interesting title. Reading the back flap of this, we've got the embattled Republic reels from the attacks of Grand Admiral Thrawn, who has mastered up the remains of the Imperial forces and driven the rebels back within an unbeatable technology recovered from the Empire's secret fortress, clone soldiers. As Thrawn mounts his final siege, Han, Solo, and Chewbacca struggle to form a coalition of smugglers for a last-ditch attack, while Princess Leia holds the alliance together and prepares for her birth of her Jedi twins. So very interesting stuff here. The Republic has one last hope, sending a small force into the very stronghold that holds Thrawn's terrible cloning machines. There, a final danger awaits as the Dark Jedi Chewbacca directs a battle against the rebels and builds his strength to finish what he already started, the destruction of Luke Skywalker. So, very interesting book here. This is the third one, Last Command. Book 2, Dark Force Rising. And this is a bit of an old reprint cover, so it's a bit worn out, but I really enjoy reading it. And of course, the first one, Heir to the Empire. And I've just had a blast reading these Star Wars books, guys. The novels had a way more intel in them, just, as far as how Luke Skywalker met Mara Jade in the first book. They discuss, Mara Jade is hiding, I believe, in an asteroid away from this planetary base where Thrawn was at. They discuss Luke has been grounded at this planet where the mole miners attacked the fleet. The Imperials were trying to steal a fleet of warships for themselves, and they ended up having to wreck a lot of the ships so that they couldn't steal them, and that led to Luke's X-Wing being grounded because he's not a standing officer with the new alliance, with the New Republic. He left, such as Han stepped down as general, so he could start this new trade deal with the smugglers unions. So very interesting, kind of the setting the formations for the modern trilogy 7, 8, and 9. Even though a lot of people have their gripes about that, I do think it's very fascinating. They are setting up the events of Snoke showing up and the First Order rising, if you will, with the events of Thrawn putting things in play. I'm not sure exactly how they'll explain Mount Tantus and the cloning facility in live action, because this has been primarily something they've focused on in Clone Wars and other animated shorts like The Bad Batch, which not a lot of people watched The Bad Batch. I really enjoyed it. I'm a diehard Star Wars fan, so I'll watch all their content. But I thought it was very fascinating. The fact they're going into these force-sensitive clones that Luke is going to have to go up against, an army of force-sensitive clones, this Master Tabak, or Chabak, whatever you want to call him. Very interesting. He doesn't have an apprentice in the books, where in Ahsoka, if you guys watch the TV show, the Dark Jedi has an apprentice. They both fight Sabine Wren and Ahsoka, so it's a very small story there that Dave Filoni came up with, and Jon Favreau. But it's very interesting to see where they'll go with the universe, because of course we see Luke on his way back to Coruscant now that they've got his X-Wing ungrounded. He's probably going to meet up with Leia and Han and discuss how to get Admiral Akbar out of jail, because he's currently locked up because of the Imperials have snuck into the New Republic, the New Alliance, and they've caused their infighting to begin. So they aren't expecting the Imperials to attack them. So very interesting political stuff like Andor going on in the books, so I highly recommend them. What do you guys think of the Timothy Zahn trilogy? Have you guys heard of it? If not, definitely go out there and check it out. If you guys are interested in the Star Wars after the events of Return of the Jedi, but before episodes 7, 8, and 9, and you're interested in Mandalorian, all that new universe, new timeline they're expanding upon, I highly recommend you check it out. I thank you for clicking on one of my videos. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you aren't already. I do weekly commentary on books, movie news, television, gaming awards, all kinds of things. So if you're not already following me, you can follow me at Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at Scene Screen Guru. So be sure to check me out there on my pages, guys. Until next time, bye-bye.